Hello gamers, this is Megraptor18, and yes, I am actually doing a video with an audio with video, not just with pictures. And if you're curious, this game is called War Thunder. It's on PS4. It's a free to play, so expect microtransactions, but you can get through it. You can grind through it without microtransactions. It has a bit of a learning curve at first, but once you get like the second, third tier aircrafts, which is why I'm Germany, because I'm trying to get through all of the German planes before I move on to the others. It gets a little easier to shoot guys down since you're using something other than the 7.92 millimeter, which I think was common for Germany at the time. But yeah, you're not using 7mm types. You're using 20 millimeters, so it becomes a lot easier to shoot someone down. This video I'm going to be showing me sometimes doing well, and I focus in more on the crashes because, let's be honest, seeing a fictional aircraft, well, not fictional, a digital aircraft go up in flames and break apart, it's far more interesting. And I'm also hiding the fact that I'm an okay player, not a good one, but I'm passable. But enough of that. You got the basic info. Let's get on to the main issue. I've been thinking about this for a while, and I have really been thinking about this for a while ever since I had a discussion, put it lightly, on a chat room with a friend of mine. I'm trying to write a book, a novel, actually a series. I'm doing a fantasy series and a sci-fi series, which are both linked to the same universe. Excellent shot, by the way. I'm surprised that worked. But that's not important. Well, in that discussion, I decided to show another person in the chat room certain details, because I'm also running a role-playing game. So I'm running a role-playing game and writing the novel series based on that original role-playing game I made. So I laid out two particular buildings. I went in detail, and then he goes on, don't go into that much detail. And honestly, it wasn't that much detail to begin with. It wasn't really that much detail. It was just kind of common details. But he pretty much said, no, you just go to basic, because, in his words, the audience is fucking retarded. I kind of adamantly disagreed with him, because earlier, a few months ago, I mentioned the villains in the sci-fi novel are a Spetsnaz unit. It was deep in the future, so it's not Russian Spetsnaz. It's another nation that just happens to speak a Russian language, Russian dialect and type stuff. Could say Slavic, but it's probably more close to Russian since I'm using Russian as a basis. And he said, well, there's a unit called Spetsnaz. You can't use that term. And me and another guy went on that Spetsnaz is literal translation in Russian. The literal translation of Spetsnaz is special forces. So I cannot avoid using that term, and besides, I even told him the characters are going to ask which Spetsnaz, because there's a God knows how many of them. But at the same time, it kind of reminded me that he brings on, even back then, he brought in the audience is fucking retarded. They won't know that. And my response is, then we teach them. You teach them subtly, but when I had that discussion with him last time, a week or two ago, I think it was 2 weeks ago, I don't know, I complained about it on Twitter. I didn't mention the guy's name. I'm not going to mention his name, because I don't want to appear that I'm talking behind his back. I'm talking bad about him. The only reason I'm even discussing this publicly because it's a pattern I have noticed. That phrase, the audience is fucking retarded. I've noticed that pattern in entertainment as a whole, not just books, but movies, television. There are some notable exceptions to that. Breaking Bad, Walking Dead, Fear the Walking Dead, Game of Thrones. Alright? They don't cater to the stupid. They don't cater to the basic. For good reason. Even the books, the original material of both Walking Dead, the comic, and the novels don't cater to the simple, I'm not using the word retarded because people are not retarded. I hate that word, and I grew up being called that. So that's like one of the words I would never say. In fact, I kind of like Horse's term, replacement terminology for it, called motarded. I like that. In fact, because I've been listening to Horse 60, which if you haven't been watching his stuff, you should. Especially the Knights of the Round Table podcast. Oh my god, that is amazing. Best entertainment on YouTube. If you can stand the 4 hours of it. 4 hours that fly by really fast. Enough of this shameless plug, get back to my point. That's the problem with me doing this live. I seem to wander off, but back to the point, and I'm gonna stay there this time. The mindset my friend put out is common throughout the entertainment industry, and has dumbed down this culture. Instead of challenging or treating the audience like they're actually intelligent, they dumb it down to the lowest common denominator. I mean, and it's been successful. I'm not gonna lie, it has been successful. That's why things like Twilight became the way they are. Because 50 Shades of Grey, which was a the irony is it was a Twilight fan fiction with BDSM and a lot of bondage and kinky sex. Yeah, that's gonna last throughout time. But yeah, but the opposite of that, what show does not appeal to the lowest common denominator and is successful? Because he told me you have to like aim low to be successful. I disagree with that. And besides, I have a different definition of success than he does. He's probably thinking like Twilight level success. I'm thinking more along the lines of having a dedicated fan base. And what is complete opposite? I'm getting back to that. Walking Dead. They don't appeal to the lowest common denominator. Game of Thrones, for a time, didn't appeal to the lowest common denominator. They kind of had to some degree because the show's overtaking the books. But at least with Walking Dead, they don't follow the comics. The series, both of them, are their own separate universe. The TV shows and the books are its own separate universe, and the Walking Dead fans have accepted that, unlike Game of Thrones fans. But that's a whole other issue. That's another can of worms. I'm not going to talk about that. I will mention it, but I will not discuss that because I do not read the books. Shame, I know. One day I'll have the patience to actually read them. At least The Walking Dead, because I hear that one's really good. But they don't appeal. Neither format, neither the shows or the books, appeal to the lowest common denominator. And those programs and that form of literature will outlast Twilight. It will outlast Harry Potter. It is on pretty much Lord of the Rings level. I mean, it will be around forever. And in the TV point of view, the visual point of view, both shows, the Walking Dead series and Fear the Walking Dead, when I say Walking Dead, I'm putting Fear the Walking Dead on there, and currently I'm liking that more than the original Walking Dead at the moment. Because I always wanted to see the collapse of society. That always appeals to me. That was like the one, going off topic here, that was the one annoying thing about zombie movies that always got on my nerve, that in the end of it, they're just stuck in a house. It's like, I want to see it collapse. I want to see more destruction. I want to see more zombies just tearing stuff up. I want to see things burn. And then, and once they get trapped in the house, the movies, movie slows down. Or in the Walking Dead, since season 2 happened, they were stuck in one place and did some things, but didn't get interesting until the farm burned down. So I am grateful for Fear the Walking Dead, because we finally get to see the destruction. Now back to the original topic, and I'm going to stay there this time because I felt like I had to get those points across. Now I don't have to get those points across. I got them out of my system. I'm going straight to the topic, and the topic is the mindset that the audience is stupid. I'm not going to use the word retarded. I'm going to use the word stupid. Has affected not just entertainment, but our culture as a whole. Not just American culture, but I like to think Western culture has been affected by this. The dumbing down of entertainment, because let's be honest, entertainment is pretty much the culture. You can judge a culture by its entertainment. Very depressing at times, but you can. And that's why everything's going down. Everyone's going for the lowest common denominator, and that's why series like TV's going bad, minus the few exceptions I mentioned. Gaming is going bad. That's why Call of Duty, COD, I had it right the first time, and Battlefield, and this abomination called Battlefront. It's not a Battlefront game. That's his own separate rant. I've had my rant on that. I might have another rant on that, because I heard the developers say space battles are boring. I might make another video on that. Maybe if I have time tomorrow, or sometime this week, or next week, I will make a video on it. Cause if anyone who follows me on Twitter knows that one pissed me the hell off. But the sad thing is, I'll probably still get Battlefront, cause I haven't had a good Star Wars game in so long, and Call of Duty this year sucks. Okay. I went off topic, but it was still on, I went to like a side path. It wasn't like completely off topic, because it's still on topic, and I need to quit saying that. It's getting repetitive, but this is what happens when you're passionate and you're doing this live and unscripted. Because every time I do it scripted, it makes me sound like a robot. So it's better to just do it natural. The dumbing down of our culture, of our entertainment, because they're going for the lowest common denominator, has seriously affected us in the worst. No longer can we get a good video game. It's all just lazy shit. Pardon my language. We can't get a good movie. There hasn't been a good movie in forever. I mean, we haven't had a good movie in God knows how long. We might have had stuff that's enjoyable, and that might just done enough, but it's not really something we'll remember years from now. I mean, Jurassic World was a good movie, but I don't think it'll stand the test of time like the original. Like Jurassic Park. It's not going to stand the test of time. But I digress. And, actually, no. I'm not digressing. I'm going back to that point. Most of the entertainment we have now will not stand the test of time. The only shows that will stand the test of time is Breaking Bad, both Walking Dead series, and Those will stand the test of time. What movie today will stand the test of time other than Lone Survivor and American Sniper? You'd be hard pressed to name one. And it has affected us. I mean, name a TV show that's pretty good. That isn't, you know, the ones I've just mentioned. You'd be hard pressed to find one. And it has affected us on the cultural level, because now we have such low expectations for anything, we will blindly just throw money at it. And I'm going to catch heat for this, but my own personal rule, never go into religion or politics on my videos. I'm breaking that right now. It has gotten so bad with our low expectations because everyone has been catering to the low expectations, that now, politically speaking, we have two parties, leading candidates for both parties, who are, how do I put this, bad for this country. On the Republican front, we have Donald Trump, who's the ultimate rhino. And the fact he has such vehement supporters is shocking to me. Listen, just because the guy is being blunt doesn't mean he's a good leader or he'll follow you. Trust me, those same supporters will be the ones that will tear into Trump if he ever becomes president, because he's going to be one of the most progressive presidents we have ever had. Though he stands against China, and I like that. Right now, he's kind of like, the fact he's like brash, he's arrogant, is what Republican voters want. But he's not the one that can deliver what they want. And also, he lost my vote, not only with the attack against John McCain, but he lost my support after the first debate. He went after Megyn Kelly in the most childish, immature manner ever. And he sealed his fate with me when Megyn Kelly's 10-day vacation ended and he slammed her the first day. And started retweeting people's comments about her, calling her a bimbo and whore. While he didn't say it directly, the fact he put his name to that retweet shows he supports it. And I can't have that. I can't have a president in the White House who will complain on Twitter if something doesn't go his way. What if Congress doesn't go his way? He's going to go on Twitter and talk bad about him? What if Putin actually does what Putin does best and strong arms us? You think he's going to care that Donald Trump's going to... What's Trump's going to do, huh? He's going to complain about it on Twitter. You can't do that. And that's my fear. We're going to have another whiny president. We've had 8 years of a whiny fucking president. We don't want 4 to 8 more years of another whiny president just because he has an RD right next to his name. Then on the Democratic front, oh, don't get me started with those crazy bozos. We have a corrupt politician who should be in jail, and if justice is true in this country, will be in jail soon. We have a crazy socialist who actually has a shot, which is a sad state of affairs for this country. And lastly, the only qualified candidate, in my opinion, the only candidate that I could actually be okay in the White House on the Democratic side is Jim Webb. And he's fucking ignored. Hopefully he can raise himself up in the Democratic primary debate like Carly Fiorina, I hope I'm saying her name right, and Ben Carson did in the first Republican debate. Good. And Huckabee, it's like, one more thing about the Republicans. That field got crowded real damn fast, and there was a lot of people in there who shouldn't be in there, like Mike Huckabee and Rick Santorum. You're not going to win. Quit trying. Alright? You had your time. You had your chance. You're no longer there. You don't see Mitt Romney there. Alright? And he was actually right about half the things he said and was called a liar for it. Okay, let me just walk away now, away from politics, get to my final point. Let me finish this video off. Low expectations. The mindset that the audience is stupid has negatively affected this country and this culture that we need to start fighting against it. And I am going to, in my own part, fight against it with my books. Will I be successful? I don't know. And honestly, it's better to do something than to do nothing. Oh, and now I'm showing you a clip from Assassin's Creed 4, which is quite poetic. You'll see it. It's quite poetic. It's kind of how I view society right now. And I'm just sick of it. Entertainment, the whole mindset. People are just stupid. Regardless if it's true or not. Because sometimes I feel that way. Mic fell. But even regardless how I feel, we shouldn't cater to it. We should never cater to that low expectations. Because we keep doing that, our society continues to go downwards. And because we keep allowing it to go downwards, all the bullcrap we see today happens because we have such low expectations. Comedy is dead. History is being distorted. Politics is fucked. And entertainment is just done at the moment. Only a few examples are good. And this is us right here. We're in a fire. We're surrounded by fire. We're trying to get out, but we can't get out. We're just trapped there until we're dead. And this is us. Forgive the negative tone of this video, but I had to get it through. Sorry for the politics, but this had to be done. Added a little something to the end of this video because I just listened to it and realized I was a little bit more upset than I thought I was. Shouldn't have said the phrase politics is fucked, but it is true. I dropped the big bomb and I was a little bit more perturbed than usual, so apologies for that. So to end this on a happy ending, I'm going to show you this clip. Enjoy.